Blade. The fuck, Blade. Pissing on the floor, bro. Figure out, Blade. I'm pissing on the floor, bro.
I'll kill it.
Blade, no, figure it out, bro. Go to the bathroom, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
I'm killing the floor, dude.
No, don't piss on my floor, bro. Like, figure it out. Go to the bathroom, bitch.
I'm killing on the floor, dude.
No, don't piss on my floor, nigga. Figure it out. Get the fuck off my floor, bro. Go to the bathroom. No, fucking figure it out, Blade. Go to the bathroom, bitch.
Shut up.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Shut up.
No, figure your life out. Get the fuck up and go piss in the bathroom, bitch.
I'm going to the floor, dude.
No, get the fuck off my floor, bitch, and figure it out. Fucking disgusting.
Me.
Fuck, nigger. Fuck, bitch. Blade. The fuck, Blade. Pissing on the floor, bro. Figure out, Blade. I'm pissing on the floor, bro.
I'll kill it.
Blade, no, figure it out, bro. Go to the bathroom, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
I'm killing the floor, dude.
No, don't piss on my floor, bro. Like, figure it out. Go to the bathroom, bitch.
I'm killing on the floor, dude.
No, don't piss on my floor, nigga. Figure it out. Get the fuck off my floor, bro. Go to the bathroom. No, fucking figure it out, Blake. Go to the bathroom, bitch.
Shut up.
Oh, fuck you, bitch.
Shut up.
No, figure your life out. Get the fuck up and go piss in the bathroom, bitch.
Your court television news starting now.
Good morning, everybody, or shall I say afternoon to my friends on the East Coast, and welcome to a breaking news edition of the NJCourts TV news station. I am your host, NJCourts, and no, I am not currently at Trina's court right now. If you haven't already noticed, this is just a crappy background. I don't have a green screen, but I think it looks cool, kind of different. But welcome, everybody. I want to say a huge thank you for everybody for taking your time on this Thursday morning / afternoon to join me on what is going to be a pretty eventful Thursday and Friday. And what I mean by eventful is we've got a lot of breaking news to go over, and we've got some court updates. And some of this is even going to pretty much extend until tomorrow, where I'll have a second breaking news court update for you as well. So here we go. All right, everybody. And for some of y'all that were wondering in chat what the hell that video was, that was just a little intro. For some of you that didn't recognize the massive amount of pee and where that flow came from, that was Blade himself. Yes, Brian Rizzo, the king of pretty much being, 40 years old and still pissing on the bed when he drinks a little too much. But that was Trina and Blade in a live stream. I guess they were doing like a 24/7 overnight cam, and it appears that Blade woke up during the middle of the night and took a little restroom break, but unfortunately he didn't make it to the actual bathroom. So just a little funny intro for you guys. So I hope that broke the ice, as they say. But cheers, everybody. I hope can you see my cup? Okay, that's kind of weird. We'll probably get off of this here in a second. I just wanted to try it out. But cheers, everybody. All right, let me just kind of get set up. I want to say a big thank you to all my mods for being here this morning. Thank you for all the members of the jury for being here this morning. And I want to say a big thank you to ICU. ICU already starting us off with a $10 Cash App donation, which, as a matter of fact, here in a second, I'm going to update our dono goal, because with the donos that we received from the last stream, and hopefully from the donos, because I'm going to be begging today and tomorrow and this whole weekend, from the donos, hopefully we'll receive starting today. I hope we'll hit that dono goal. So I see you. Thank you so much. You know what to do in the chat. Spam them gavels if you got them. All right, let me get this background changed, and then we're going to update this banner, and then we'll get started. All right. Again, thank you guys, everybody, for joining me this morning, and let's go, as they say. All right. So I think, okay, let's go to settings first to get this virtual background off. That's what they call it, as a virtual background. So we'll go back to none. There we go. Back to the old NJCourts background. All right. And starting probably maybe tomorrow, I've got the new setup for the camera, which is hopefully not going to be too much of a difference, but you should see a pretty good quality or better quality of picture as far as the video. And that video is going to be coming from the GoPro, which, thank you guys, was a dono goal, I think, started by Roofer himself. So I appreciate Roofer and everybody that participated in that dono goal, because we have used that GoPro quite a bit. And this summer, and is starting hopefully with this road trip coming up, I intend to continue to use it even more. But for right now, I'm going to start using it as my primary camera for these live streams right now that we do with these live broadcasts. Going forth, when we do the IRL streams, I'll probably still use my phone, or do like kind of a half and half, use the GoPro, depending if we go to an area where I'm worried about getting my shit wet. So thank you again for that GoPro, because it's been very handy, and we're going to be putting it to use pretty much every time I go live on stream now, because that will be my primary camera versus the camera I'm using right now off my laptop. So that should be going on tomorrow. So thank you guys for that. Let me update this dono goal. Yeah, the GoPro is fucking awesome. Excuse my language. All right. Let's see here. So I'd already updated it this morning, but let's add $10 more to this. So this brings us to, drum roll please. Oh, I didn't see. I get so excited to start these streams, I forget that I got my sound effect little machine. I got my microphone that I keep forgetting to plug in. We'll get that going tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have everything full on board as far as audio and quality of sound should be improved. Or wait, that didn't even make sense. We'll have everything on board as far as our audio and video, so that should help with the improvement of quality on both of those aspects. That makes better sense. All right, here we go. Let me save this. Let's show. There you go. So we're at 135 of the $250 dono goal. If we can hit that dono goal, I will be leaving next weekend, not this weekend coming up. I still hope on doing something here locally for the 420 weekend. So I'll let you guys know that's, going to be something fun, and I'll do that as, a little fun IRL stream for everybody. But as far as this road trip, which is going to be pretty epic, it's going to be like a little week-long road trip. That I will plan on, assuming we hit the dono goal, leaving next weekend. Okay. And when we get closer to that, I'll give you more information of what that trip's going to consist of. But I think I've already given you guys a few clues, which is music festival, a liberation festival, and a lot of cool shit and fun. So content, right? That's all that matters. All right, so I got the banner going. I got chat ready to go. Let me jump over here. I got you guys on the phone as well. I'm trying to do my best to, interact better with chat. So I hope I've improved this year a bit. Always, like I say, if there's ever a question you may have that I have not answered during the chat, if I missed it, for example, please, you can always reach out to me through Instagram or my email. All right, so let us begin. So as you saw in the thumbnail, we've got an introduction into the jury trial. So let me give you an update as what's going on with Trina Golden, okay? So as you see in the calendar, Trina Golden's got a jury trial that's scheduled starting Monday, the 22nd, that's scheduled to run through Friday, the 26th, okay? Now, NJ, why did you bring us all together today? It's not Monday yet. I know, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you were coming to expect to see footage of anything like that? Well, I'm going to show you some footage, but it's not going to be of that jury trial, okay? As a matter of fact, let me tell you what's going on with that jury trial. Yesterday was supposed to be what they call a PTC hearing, or pre-trial conference, for Miss Trina Golden. Now, the day before yesterday, which was the 16th, when I looked up the notes in reference to her case, I noticed that there had been a motion put in. And let me read this to you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share these notes, okay? Because this is pretty interesting. Then I'm going to explain to you what happened, okay? All right. So just give me a minute to jump over here. All right. We got them up. Share screen. Case history. Share. All right. You guys should be able to see this. Yep. All right. Perfect. All right. So these are all the case notes having to do with this case. Now, starting at the top, which is going to be your newest notes, or, closer to your newest date, you'll see we've got a note that is from the 16th. As a matter of fact, this is her. Oh, let me actually go into the correct case. I'm sorry. Let me go back here really quick. Golden Trina. All right, here we go. I apologize about that. All right, so we're going to go to that note that I told you was on the 16th. So you guys should all be seeing everything that I'm looking at. I'm going to read this together for you. So this was a motion that was put in place by the defense, okay? And it says, motion to remove Mr. Joshua Brunkhorst from case and get new representation per constitutional rights. So I'm assuming either she put that motion in or she asked her lawyer to put it in. But either way, what that means is Trina is asking again to have her lawyer removed, and she wants to get new representation. Now, if you remember, she had already done this before. As a matter of fact, there had been, I believe, at least one, maybe two hearings where she actually represented herself pro se, which means herself, okay? It was just up until, I believe, the last hearing, which we saw, and I believe the notes down here. Let's see here. Let's see. So she had him in February. So February 1st, she represented herself pro se. And then Brunkhorst was reappointed, okay? So I don't know if that was reappointed by the judge. The reason being that, of course, like I said before, no judge wants any defendant, especially going into the type of trial she's going into, as serious as these charges are, to not be represented. It is your constitutional right, but I will tell you, a judge will do everything they can to try to convince you to get legal representation. So for whatever reason, okay, she was now re-represented by her original public defender, okay? So then come on the 16th, she put in that motion. Now, my personal opinion is I think that was put in to buy some time to keep extending this, because as you all know, she is out on bond. I don't know, and I'm not going to take any guesses. That was just my personal opinion. But here's what happened, okay? Because yesterday technically was supposed to be her pre-trial conference, okay? Which means pretty much they're getting ready to get into this jury trial that's going to start next week, okay? They'll start first by the jury selection and all that, all right? But here's what happened, okay? So the motion was put in place. And then going back to our notes, if you read here at the top, it says... Plaintiff, let's see here. Person, comment, ex parte hearing, conducted defense. Okay, there it is. I'll just read the whole thing. Plaintiff appears by Olson and Obermeyer. Defendant appears with attorney Brunkhorst in person. Comment, ex parte hearing, or I probably pronounced that wrong. Parte, whatever. Conducted. Defendant's motion denied. So that pretty much means is they heard the motion, the judge heard the motion, and the judge went ahead and denied it. So because they went ahead and took the time to hear that motion, they just continued the pretrial conference that was scheduled for yesterday, I keep forgetting today's Wednesday, they went ahead and are going to continue it for tomorrow, okay? So if you can see right there, they've got the pretrial conference set for Friday the 19th at 8:30 a.m., okay? So here's where I'm going to give you guys some more information as far as what's going on with this. Let me move this out of the way here. So I wanted to see if I can get some coverage of this. As many of you know, if you've been following this coverage on the Trina Golden, you know that the last time I tried to provide court coverage on this, and this is because this can be accessed through Zoom, the judge had kind of a tissy fit in regards to it, okay? Now, I went ahead and gave kind of my opinion, and that was also a legal opinion that I got from a legal professional in regards to how I disagreed with what the judge said, but we're just going to leave it at that, okay? So what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and contacted that same judge, myself personally, via email to see if it would be okay, at the very minimum, if I could sit in via the Zoom call as a guest, take notes so that I can report on what's going on each day of the jury trial, okay? And I'm going to read you her reply, okay? I'm just going to read the email. And shout out to this judge, because this judge replied the very next day, or no, that same afternoon that I had, emailed them. And very professional, very informative. So here we go. Thank you for your email inquiry. Unfortunately, this case will not be streaming on the Zoom platform due to the fact that the court will need to use our Crestron system in AV mode for the parties to present their evidence to the jury. We cannot both run AV and video platform through that system. Additionally, we will have a court reporter present for the trial, and they will be taking the record. We do have open courts, and you are absolutely welcome to observe in the courtroom all the proceedings. The jury trial is scheduled to begin on Monday, April 22nd, with jury selection. Signed, the Honorable Christina Dunn Gillenborg. Okay? That's the judge currently assigned to this hearing and jury trial for Trina Golden. Okay? So, what that basically means is, because, like I said, prior to this jury trial, they were doing all the hearings via Zoom. Even though she was in person most of the hearings, before she was bonded out, she was actually attending the Zoom hearings from jail. Remember? We saw that. As a matter of fact, we've got a total of 3 hearings that I was able to record. One of them was one of the Zoom hearings when she was in jail. Okay? Then she ended up getting bonded out. I think that was around December of last year, okay, right before the new year. So she got bonded out December of last year, okay? And then she made all her appearances in person. But regardless, they still had it available so you could see via Zoom, okay? So that's why I asked. So the judge said now with the jury hearing, because of the way they're going to be presenting evidence on a computer and stuff, they can't run the Zoom hearing, I guess, concurrent with that. So they're going to have a court reporter taking notes, so I can ask for those notes if I want. I think they're $50 a report, which we're not going to do that because we get updated notes here. That would be if I want every word from word transcript, which we don't need. Okay, and that's why it's expensive, because you can imagine all the pages they got to send and all the work they got to do to edit that. But what I will be able to do is update you guys every day on these notes that we're looking at, okay? I'm also going to see about maybe seeing if there's somebody in that area that may be interested. This is going to be held or heard down at the Johnson County District Court in Olathe, Kansas. So if we have any people in that area that may want to go down and take some notes for NJCourts news, hey, reach out to me, okay? Even if you don't want to do that, anybody's welcome from the public to attend that jury trial starting again next Monday, the 22nd. And again, that's in Olathe, Kansas at the Johnson County District Courthouse. If you need more information, you can reach out to me, okay? like I said, I'll still get you updates on that every day. We'll, and maybe I'll do an update via a breaking news update like we're doing now. Maybe I'll just post it as like an update on the community tab. But either way, I'm going to be following that every day of that hearing. Okay. I did try my best, as you can see through that email, to see if I could at least at the minimum sit in this hearing. But like you said, because it's not going to be accessible online, the only way that you can view this hearing is going to be physically going into that courtroom and sitting down at this point. Okay. All right. So that was kind of just some kind of update as far as what's going on now with the case. Okay. So we're going to be doing a pretrial conference tomorrow. That's going to be at, I think, 8:30. Let me just get you a time. 8:30 a.m. Okay. And that's pretty much there. Maybe give her I don't know if they might give her a last chance to take some type of plea deal. Whatever, pretty much they're going to go over probably some of the, procedures, rules, regulations, how this jury trial is going to work. I'm sure the judge is going to have some more information to share to Miss Trina Golden. And then, as the judge said, jury selection starts on Monday. Okay. And for some of you that are still kind of new to this case, let me give you an update as far as what this case or what is she being charged with. Okay. So we're going to jump back to that case information screen here. Give me just 1 second. Let me add that back to the stage. But we're going to get out of here. We're going to go to the charges. All right. So, okay, perfect. You guys are looking at what I am. So these are the current charges that she's facing. Okay. Now, there's also some other things that are going on, and I'm going to get to that as soon as I explain this. But as far as what she's facing now, she's facing 1 count of distribution of drugs / death, which means pretty much distribution of drugs leading to the death of somebody. She is facing 2 counts of use of communication facility. Okay. And we found out later, and I'm going to play, as a matter of fact, one of the more important hearings that you guys can stay around and watch, that we're going to hear a lot more details as far as related to this case. So if you haven't listened to that hearing yet, I would really recommend you stay and listen to it. All right. So we'll play that here in a few minutes. But that's the current charges she's facing right now. All 3 of them are felony level charges. Okay. She had like over $100,000 bond originally set for everything. So she had to bond out with a minimum of $10,000. So it was no joke. Okay. This is going to be a very serious trial, and rightfully so. There was a life that was lost. Okay. There was a young teenage girl that lost her life because of this. All right. And that's why this whole case has been brought forth by the district attorney and the state against Trina Golden. Now, here's some other things I want to share with you and some other information. In addition to these charges she's facing, she was also extradited from the state of California to Kansas. Okay, so she was arrested in California and extradited to Kansas. Reason she was extradited, in addition to these charges she's facing, is she has also violated two different types of pretty much she's got 2 probation violations, meaning she's violated from 2 different separate cases probation she was given on those cases. All right. I won't get too much into that today. I might save that for like Monday or maybe tomorrow. I don't want to get too confusing, but like I said, right now she's facing the current 3 charges or 3 counts. And in addition, she's also facing pretty much sentencing or, a punishment on the fact that she broke probation on 2 separate cases that she was given probation on. Okay. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for that individual. I'll just put it that way. I know on one of the cases, we can discuss a little bit of it since we already got this information up. Let me go back to here. And I got it here on my journal. Let's see. One of them was for, let me show you the exact case too. That way we're on the same page. Might make it a little bit easier to understand. So let's go back here. As a matter of fact, when we hit other cases, let me see, make sure you guys can see it. Okay, cool. When we hit other cases for this individual, these are all the other cases associated with Trina Golden. As a matter of fact, in one of these cases, she must have had a different last name then because it was still associated with her. I just wouldn't have found it doing the type of name search I did because I was looking under the last name Golden. So it's nice that they have this tab here that also tells you what other cases are related to this person per, any other information. Probably they match the date of birth and other things. But let's start at the top. So it looks like in 2001, she had a case that was dismissed. That was regards to a bad check under $500. In 2015, she had a case where this is one of the ones where she broke probation. So she had a few charges dismissed. Pretty much she had 3 charges or 3 counts of use of communication facility. Same charge we're seeing on this new case, okay? Then she was found guilty on the obstruction legal process misdemeanor charge. So it's obstruct legal process / misdemeanor. She was found guilty of that. She was given probation, okay? So that was one of the probations that she had broke. And if you go here to case history, you can see up here, let me just make sure we're on the same screen. Perfect. You can see where it shows the count, which is 21-5904 B2, which is going to be for the, let's go back here, obstruct legal process. So see, it's this charge right here that I have highlighted. And that's why when you go to the notes, you can see from April 17th that that's one of the counts that she's going to, that she broke as far as probation on. That was one of the cases, excuse me. Okay, let's go back to other cases, going down the line. Here's another one. This one's back from 2020. This has got a felony possession charge. This looks like amphetamines. First marijuana possession charge, THC. Another first marijuana charge, THC. And then a drug paraphernalia charge. So it looks like they dismissed the first charge of the felony possession of the amphetamine. They found her guilty of a marijuana possession. They dismissed another marijuana possession. Then they found her guilty of the drug paraphernalia. If we go to the case history on this one, you'll see again, they've got it up here, noted on 4/17/2024, except the count's different. This one's 21-5706 C1, which when we go back, you can see has to do with this felony possession. So I'm wondering if this was a plea deal, and since she broke the probation on this, if she might now be facing some of these other charges that were dismissed. Again, I'll get you more information on this as the case proceeds and as I can get some more notes on what's being said and going on, okay? I just don't want to start confusing people because already she's facing current charges, and then again, they dragged her in too for breaking probation on 2 separate cases, all right? Yeah, I know, MJ. I was very shocked and surprised myself. I think we had, let me just go back. I think there's actually one other case, which is should be the most recent case. Yep. And that's the one that we're looking at, or what she's going to be going and facing during this jury trial is related to these 3 charges here that we just went over earlier. Okay. It looks like, let me just see here. Just looking up my notes to see if there's anything else that was of interest before we're going to move on to playing that video. So for some of you that still are new to this case, I think listening to this video is going to inform you of a lot of stuff that may fill in some of these blanks that I might have missed, or hopefully answer some questions you may have. But again, as far as schedule, we've got tomorrow her pretrial conference scheduled. Again, that was rescheduled. It was supposed to happen yesterday, but because they heard that motion and probably because that took some time, they went ahead and just rescheduled it for Friday. She had put in a motion to pretty much dismiss her current public defender and request new representation per her constitutional right, but that motion was denied by the judge. And so she's going to continue on with the jury trial, and she's going to continue to be represented by the public defender that she originally had, then dismissed. She had represented herself a few times pro se, and then she was reassigned that public defender again, put in the motion the day before yesterday to have them dismissed. Motion was denied. Now we continue. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But like I said, everybody can make up their own opinion. again, this is my personal opinion. I have a feeling that probably had to do with just buying more time, okay? I think she knows now that we're facing D-Day, which has to do with going straight into the jury trial. There is no more like, okay, can we put in a continuance for this? Can we put a continuance for that? Here we go. You know what I mean? It begins, all right? If they find her guilty, she then gets sentenced pretty much right away. Now, again, she has spent quite a bit of time already in jail. I think she was, let's see, I think she got, when they extradited and arrested her was way back in, that was January 31st of last year, 2023. Okay, so that's when she was arrested. And then she got bonded out December of 2023. So just about a year, 11 months, let's just say. So they might count that as time served if she gets any prison time served. But I'm going to tell you this. The fact that she's already broke probation on 2 previous cases and the fact that they had to extradite her, and you're going to learn a little bit more about that once we play this video. I think all those kind of first chance type of, little slap on the wrist are off the table now, if you kind of get what I'm saying. All right. Now, once we're playing the video, I can take some time to kind of read chat. I apologize. Like I said, when I'm reporting on this news, it's kind of hard for me to try to read chat at the same time. Trying my best to glance over every once in a while. But whenever we play these videos, then I'm able to sit there and, hang out and read chat and answer any questions we may have. Okay. So, and some of you may remember, and I don't think we ever found out exactly why. Maybe she said that on her own streams or something like that. But if y'all can remember, she had appeared up until this last hearing, I think, or 2 hearings ago. She had appeared in a wheelchair for whatever reason may be. Again, that's her own medical, personal business. I don't care. But I saw some people were kind of discussing something about it in the comments. So I just want to remind everybody, don't forget that there was some time that she was, and I guess while she was incarcerated, because when she was in jail and making her appearances from jail, she was in a wheelchair as well. So I'm imagining that she probably was in a wheelchair since the time she was incarcerated up until she got out. And then if you don't remember, going back into one of the last cases that we showed, she actually had asked to, she was already bonded out. So she was asking the judge or the court for a reduction. I think she wanted to have like her house arrest removed. Okay. Because she's on a GPS, an ankle monitor, but she's also got house arrest, which she can still work. Okay. That was her complaint, was because with the, they obviously know she's able to go to where she's got to work with these programs, but her complaint was on one of her jobs because she doesn't know in advance her job or where she's going to be at. She can't put in a schedule. And I think it was for either the house arrest program or the ankle monitor program. One of those 2 programs, she was having an issue where, because you have to put in your schedule, your work schedule in advance, and because of her type of work, she didn't have a work schedule. She was unable to do that. She was having problems pretty much working. And that's why there was something else she wanted, because that's what it was leading to. Maybe while we're playing the video, I'll remember. But she wanted to have the work release, this or that removed, and that was a reason why this and that. Anyways, you get my point where we're going with all that. But like I said, now it's D-Day, okay? Starting tomorrow and moving into next week, shit gets serious. And rightfully it should. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is play now, as far as this is not going to be the first hearing on her end in regards to this case. Actually, hold on. It might be, because she was arrested on the 31st, and I think this is stemming from, this was I think this, as far as in relation to this new case, I believe this was her first appearance. I may be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe this may have been her first appearance, okay? Again, there's a lot of information that's explained by the DA in regards to her case, so we learned a lot of details right off the bat. probably out of all the other hearings that I've been able to record and show you guys, in regards to the Trina Golden case, I would say this one we're about to listen to gives the most details and has been the most informative. Now, once we get into this jury trial, oh, you bet you, when they start, presenting evidence and witness statements and things like that, we're going to definitely learn a lot more. That's like I said, I would love to be in that courtroom because you're going to learn a lot more details being in there than what we'll see in the docket notes. But either way, I should be able to get you a good update. And at the end of this whole thing, I can always request all the court documents and pretty much get you even a better update if we haven't already figured it out by then. So not to worry, okay? So with that being said, let's get over to that video here. Once we get done with that, I got some other breaking news we're going to go over. And then I'm going to kind of give you guys an itinerary, what we got going on for tomorrow, okay? And going on to the weekend, all right? Oh, holy shit, almost missed this. Excuse my language. Sunshinery, what up? Sunshinery has turned to be, well, you were already an OG. So Sunshinery almost celebrating a 1-year anniversary as a member of the jury. Sunshinery, thank you for 10 months. Hold on. I forgot the head popped off on that last slam. All right, Sunshinery, I'm going to have to do a virtual gavel head on this one, okay? Because I can't see it right now. I'll look for it while the video is playing, but this gavel slam goes out to you. Thank you for all your support for 10 months, and thank you for being part of that mod squad, my friend. This gavel slam goes out to you. Slam him if you got him. Yo, we've got Roofer in the house. Roofer just turned 1 year. Happy birthday, Roofer. Happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. Roofer, thank you so much. 1 year of your support, my friend, as a member of the jury. I appreciate it. And thank you for being part of the mod squad. This virtual gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Spam them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate all the support from all the members of the jury. Thank you guys again. You guys are literally monthly support for this channel. That's what continues growing this channel. That's what supports all this court coverage. And again, big thank you from me personally. All right, you guys, let's get that video going here. I should have it already ready to go. I just need to share the screen. Let's see. Oh, I lied. Let me pull it back up here. My channel. Search. Trina Golden. Just in case you guys didn't know, on your desktop version on YouTube, you can actually search the creator channels now. So being that we've got over 500 videos on here, it can get kind of tricky and hard to find stuff. So if you're on a desktop version, I don't think I've seen it on my mobile version. You can type in kind of what you're searching or looking for. Like in this case, I typed in Trina Golden. Watch, I'll even share the tab. Oops, let me share it here. There we go. So I always say, let me check and make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at because this happens sometimes where I forget. So see, I did a search right up here for Trina Golden, and then it brings me to everything Trina Golden related. So the one we're going to be going to is going to be this one right here. No. I lied. It's this one. So give me a second. I'll fast forward. Squish dog. Okay. So without you.
Dr. Ortiz cloaked himself in the white coat of a healer.
What do we do here?
But instead of curing pain.
Oh, there we go.
As
in regards to count one. On it, any drug, those phone messages.
Guys ready? Related to that side. All right, here we go. I got it. Let me just get this on big screen mode. You guys can see that. I'll even take my face out of here so it's easier to see. Oops. side of the case. All right. So, yeah, she's looking really rough. What's up? What up, Pretty Andy? What up, Dixie Enormous? What let's see if I missed anybody else. I think that was, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are coming in, but what up, love? What up, Malika? Sorry, Malfiveshka. I don't know if I said that right. What up, Justin T? All right, let's get this started. You guys ready? Here we go. What up, Bahati? Here we go, folks.
Yeah, Kansas versus Golden. Namely 15 CR 1993, 20 CR 1869, and 22 CR 3438, all capture state of Kansas versus Golden. As to all three cases, the state does appear in the courtroom with Mr. Obermeyer and Ms. Holson. Also present in the courtroom is attorney Mr. Brunkhorst and his client Trina Golden. We have been conducting a preliminary hearing in 22 CR 3438. We are on the state's third witness. The transcription of the preliminary hearing has been taken by Teresa Castellano that does need to leave at this time, being 3 o'clock. We are converting to ER recording. We are in the middle of cross-examination of third witness, Detective Doty, being conducted by Mr. Brunkhorst. Please proceed, Mr. Brunkhorst.
Thank you, Judge. Detective, kind of going back to those phone messages that you just read, there was two different sets, a June and then a July set. I want to talk about the June set first. Okay. You have no indication or any evidence other than those text messages that kind of drug transaction actually occurred in June of 2020. Is that fair?
That would be fair.
Okay. And to be fair, absent certain crimes, if you and I are texting back and forth about wanting to buy drugs from you or you from me, and there's no other actual transaction happening, that's not really a crime. Is that fair?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Judge, this detective's been around for almost 20 years, I thought he said, in drugs. I think he can.
Overruled, if he has an opinion or a comment.
I guess you could look at use of a telecommunication device to facilitate a drug transaction.
But if there is no transaction, attempted.
What was that last response?
Attempted.
Okay.
Fair. Okay. Going back to the July set of text messages now. Okay. Is it fair to say your evidence of any drug transaction of that would be the PayPal money being given back and forth, and then the pills found in the house?
There's more.
There's more?
That's correct.
Okay. We didn't hear about that on direct, so that's what I'm asking you. There's more to it, is what you're saying?
I mean, I can go into that if you would like.
That's okay. I'll talk about the pills though. Okay.
Okay.
Were you on scene initially when Officer Marks collected the pills?
The pills were still in place. When we arrived, Malin was on the floor covered. There were the two TV trays next to the couch, one of which had the cutting board on it with the pink residue and the straw. And then the pills were on the floor in front of that couch in a Ziploc baggie.
So you were able to observe the pills in a non-packaged form, and actually how they were in the house.
Correct.
I asked this of Officer Marks.
And you've got to be close to the mic, Mr. Brunkhorst. I've got to make sure we capture your.
I agree, Judge. I asked this of Officer Marks. Do you recall if you searched that house in addition to what Officer Marks already did?
We went through the house. Yeah, I observed the prescription medication in the kitchen.
Okay.
And then we were in Madeleine's room.
Did you search any other portions of this house? Do you recall?
I believe we walked through. I wouldn't call it a search.
Okay. But you walked through the house. You didn't go through drawers and those types of things.
No.
Okay.
And you mean you did not go through drawers?
That's correct, except for in Madeleine's room, but then in the rest of the house, we would have walked through. I walked through. I did not search anything outside of Madeleine's room.
Officer Marks collects the pills. They're logged into evidence, and it's eventually sent to the crime lab. Is that correct? Okay. You kind of answered this for me, but I want to hear your answer. Are you the one responsible for determining what types of tests are completed upon those pills?
Responsible, you basically, there's a form that you fill out asking for the crime lab to conduct testing on those.
On those pills?
Correct.
Okay. Did you fill out that form?
I don't think so.
Who did?
I don't know.
Are you the,
It has to be filled out though, or else our property will not take it to the lab without that form.
and that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to figure out, I'm assuming you're the lead detective of this case. Is that
Correct.
Right. So did you send or did you request testing by the lab? Was it Don Snyder with property? Was it Officer Marks?
I don't know who it was. Typically, if I collect the evidence, I request it.
But still, you have the ability to request for testing to be done on anything, your investigation. Is that fair?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you recall if you requested the crime lab to do any testing on these pills?
Not that I recall.
Okay. No DNA testing, fingerprints on the baggie, nothing?
No.
Okay. As far as you know, no additional testing has been done to this package of pills other than determining what types of drugs they are. Is that fair?
That's all I'm aware of.
Okay. Judge, I have nothing further.
Redirect.
Nothing based on that, Your Honor.
The court does have a couple of questions for Detective Doty. Detective Doty, just to follow up on a question that was asked by Mr. Brunkhorst on cross-examination, when is it that you make a determination that you do want to have fingerprint or DNA testing done on an item that was submitted to the crime lab?
That could be done at any time.
And sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. I didn't know if there was factors that contributed to your decision to ask for that additional testing.
No.
Any additional follow-up either party has related to the court's inquiry?
No, Judge.
No, Judge, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Additional evidence, Mr. Omar.
Judge, the last thing I would move to introduce is the certified copy of the autopsy report of Madeline Miller, Mark States Exhibit 1, and noting that that indicates the cause of death is oxycodone intoxication, manner of death undetermined.
Any objection pursuant to statute for the admission of States 1?
For purposes of today's hearing, no, Judge.
States 1 shall be received pursuant to statute. Any additional evidence, Mr. Obermeyer?
No, Your Honor, the state rests.
If the state wouldn't mind providing those admitted exhibits. Evidence for prelim, Mr. Brunkhorst. Did the parties want to make any argument related to the proposed amended complaint?
Judge, I'll be rather brief. Sorry, I'm sitting.
Oh, yeah, be close to the mic and straight onto the mic.
Judge, in regards
Please.
to count 3, I think we just heard from Detective Doty that there's no additional evidence of a reported felony or drug transaction that occurred in June of 2020, other than messages going back and forth. I was submitted to the court that even if 2 consenting adults, there's certain crimes where it's illegal, but there's certain, if we're just talking about drug transactions and there's no actual act upon that, then there's not sufficient evidence to bind over on count 3. Because in regards to count 1, I've explained this to my client that it's a very low standard. All reasonable inferences are given to the state. But even with that, I think you still have to have a causation requirement. There's information that Ms. Golden may have provided Ms. Miller certain narcotics. However, I think there's got to be a connection between any narcotics purportedly given by Ms. Golden to Ms. Miller and the actual ones that were actually taken by Ms. Miller. We heard evidence that no one physically observed her take those pills. We do have a coroner's report, but it doesn't indicate that the oxy that Ms. Miller may have overdosed on came from Ms. Golden. So I think there has to be some kind of connection there. But I've explained to my client that that's more of an argument more for a trier of fact, specifically a jury trial, and today's standard is super low, and likely the state would get past that. But there still needs to be some kind of connection between the drugs that Ms. Miller overdosed on and any reported drugs that Ms. Golden may have gave her, Judge.
Mr. Obmeyer, your response. I know states too. The state did introduce some text exchanges on the date of June 11th, 2020, and then additional text exchanges on July 10th, 2020. But go ahead and speak to all of that, including your responses to states count 3.
Yes, Judge, I actually have I took those exhibits actually.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
And Judge, I believe it's on entry 43. I turned to the page, it's there. As it relates to the June transaction, I think it's sort of a corpus delicti argument that defense counsel is making.
43 is July 10th.
Yes, that is
I think the argument is to the June 11th, 2020, count 3.
Yes, Judge, and I'm sorry, entry 46 from that. And I understand what defense counsel's making, sort of corpus delicti argument. Certainly those are text messages on the June 10th through 12th, which indicate a drug transaction. But what that entry 46 does, it confirms that a transaction actually took place.
Are we speaking about July 10th? The 46 is July 10th.
Yes, Judge. And what
you're going to tie this into June 11th?
Yes, that is a text message from Trina Golden to Maddie's phone. What she's talking about, she's going to pick up pills after her appointment. And let me see, she says, but they're all spoken for the minute I get them. So if you send the money to me now, I'll bring them to you right after my appointment, like I did last time. So it's clearly referencing that a transaction did take place. So that is even more to the point that a drug transaction did take place back in that June 10th through 12th time range based on those text messages. In all other respects, I would ask the court to apply the standard and find the defendant over as charged, as well as on the additional counts of use of the communication facility.
And just if I briefly heard on that, I don't recall, and I may be misspoken, I don't recall evidence ever coming out in today's preliminary hearing of any phone numbers attached to Ms. Golden. If I'm wrong about that, then I'm wrong about that, but I don't recall hearing Ms. Golden has the number 123-456 associated with her name, and we know this because of X. We don't have that. That's easy information they could have brought to this court. They chose not to. Making the assumption that that's her phone number based upon the contact information in someone else's phone is a little presumptuous, Judge. I know it's a low standard, but you have to have some evidence before you to say, hey, that's actually a phone number of Ms. Golden. Someone is going to have a record of that. They chose not to present that. I think that's kind of fatal to counts 2 and 3 if they don't have that information in front of you, Judge.
Mr. Omar.
Judge, again, we were at the probable cause standard, and not only did Detective Doty, I did ask him, was that later identified to Trina Golden, and he said yes, and he didn't get into specifics, but that's not necessarily required at this hearing. The court will also recall Ms. Miller's testimony that she identified the defendant as one of Madeline's drug dealers. Certainly having one's name, Trina Golden, in the phone of the decedent, that indicates that she is indeed the person that we're talking about today.
Anything further, Mr. Brunkhorst?
No, Judge.
The court appreciates all argument of Mr. Brunkhorst, although as Mr. Brunkhorst has wisely advised his client, today's standard is that of probable cause with the court to hold the evidence in the light most favorable to the state in reviewing State's Exhibit 2, which is a series of text messages between Trina Golden, which was, the court recalls Detective Doty's testimony to be that was Trina Golden ID'd her. Obviously, there would be an expectation that more extensive evidence related to that would be admitted for a beyond the reasonable doubt standard. But for purposes of probable cause, and as Mr. Obermeyer has directed the court's attention to in States 2, that there is a the line 46 of the text messages from Trina Golden to Madeline Miller. There is ties into like we did last time on the drug transaction. The last time the evidence before the court in the states too is that occurs on or about June 11th, 2020. In the same manner, it occurred on July 10th, 2020. The court therefore does find that probable cause has been established as proposed in the amended complaint to bind over Ms. Golden on the defendant on count 1, count 2, and count 3, finding that probable cause has been demonstrated for purposes of today that these crimes were committed and that Trina Golden was the individual that committed them. For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Brunkhorst, on that 3-count amended complaint, do you and your client acknowledge receive the complaint and waive a formal reading?
Judge, I acknowledge receive the complaint, waive its formal reading at this time, enter pleas of not guilty.
Not guilty pleas shall be entered on behalf of Ms. Golden and the acknowledgement of arraignment on the amended complaint with the bind over having occurred. The court intends to release all the admitted exhibits to the state. How would you like to proceed, Mr. Brunkhorst?
Judge, 2 things. 1, I have a bond motion. 2, indicated before we had the preliminary hearing, a substantial amount of additional discovery was given yesterday. I'm asking to set it for a scheduling. I have not talked to my client about speedy trial, but I will inform her that while she has a constitutional right to speedy trial essentially told in Kansas still, and we'd obviously be taking the time as we're not setting it for trial. But I'm asking to set it for scheduling maybe 45 days out.
Would it be just in an effort to identify a date, and we'll hear the bond motion in a moment, and I know Mr. Brunkhorst and the state do have busy calendars. Do you want us to look at a January or February or March jury trial date, or you would prefer to simply have a scheduling docket to give you an opportunity to review all the discovery in this case? Sounds like there's an extensive amount of text messages and whatnot from that you may want to examine. We'll proceed in whatever way you do. Do you want to first be heard on your bond motion and then make that determination?
The bond motion first.
Okay.
I can tell the court that Ms. Golden is requesting for a bond reduction. She informs me that she can post, and I know she has 3 cases, so there's a lot of bonds there, but she can post a $25,000 cash surety bond. She is asking to go be placed at problem solving bed. I believe she didn't have a lot of local ties here. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm over to
Okay. Yeah, so she's asking for it. I know it's a substantial reduction, but she's asking for a $25,000 total bond, Judge. I'm looking at her other cases. She's also willing to go on either GPS monitoring or house arrest, Judge. I know she has indicated to me that she does have some health issues that are not fully being taken care of at the jail. She has some specialists that she was seeing previously before being arrested. And obviously, those are does not have the ability to do so while she's in jail, Judge. But in looking at her 3 bonds, excuse me, the total amount about $120,000 total, Judge. I know it's a substantial reduction, but she is willing with GPS monitoring as well as going to problem solving.
Ms. Strobmeyer. Ms. Olson.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, the state is absolutely opposed to any reduction on any of the cases, especially the case that we had the preliminary hearing on here today, Judge. The bond is more than appropriate in that case as it is currently set. Madeline Miller was only 19 at the time and was extremely vulnerable, as the state's evidence shows and will continue to show as this case moves forward. Trina Golden preyed on that, and because of that, she needs to be held for her actions, and the bond represents that. Judge, further, not only do we have the current case, which in and of itself should not be reduced, but we have 2 other cases where she skipped out, left town, didn't care about the warrants being out for her arrest on those. As such, she is a flight risk, as she has shown in the past. She is presumptive prison in this case, and on her other cases, the state will be requesting prison as well. And for those reasons, Judge, and given the nature and the seriousness of the allegations, the state is requesting that all bond modifications be denied.
Judge, her other cases are misdemeanor probation violations. She can't go to prison there. But I do agree that there has been some time and lapses of whenever she was out on probation, Judge.
just examining the original record in 15 CR 1993 and reading the affidavit in that case, it does look like the original charges in that case dated back with allegations back in January of 2015 involved drug felonies using a communication facility. Now, it also looks like those were the plea agreement with Miss Golden back in (2016). The state did file an amended complaint, dismissed what in essence are basically drug deals using some type of a communication device, and just there was a plea to interference with a law enforcement officer. I know that was not Ms. Olson or Mr. O'Brien, that was not your case back in 2015. That was Mr. Covington. I don't know if you have any information. The court's just trying to establish what was happening with Ms. Golden back in 2015 that caused those original charges, similar to what we have with allegations dated back here 5 years later in 2020. Do you know anything about any of those details?
Judge, I do not. I can look into it, but we do not have any information regarding that case.
And it looks like in that case, a very old case, there was a motion to revoke probation filed back in 2017, missing appointments with probation, and probation revoked, reinstated, motion to revoke probation again, filed back in 2018 in that case. And then another motion to revoke probation filed back in that case in 2021. Allegations involving failing to report back in 2021, failing to drop drug screens, the very basic components of that probation in 15 CR 1993. As to that case, the court finds the bond set is appropriate and denies a bond modification in that matter. In 22 CR 3438, the $100,000 bond based on the evidence the court has received and the arguments of Ms. Olson to ensure community safety, bond as set in that matter is appropriate. Then in remaining case 20 CR 1869, also with original allegations of possession of amphetamines, it was reduced. That count was dismissed. Plea to simple marijuana possession. The court agrees with the state that to ensure community safety, the bond as set in that matter is appropriate as well, and the court's not denying any bond modification in all three matters. Given that based on what you understand, Mr. Brunkhorst, consulting with your client, that she will not be able to post those bonds and may remain in custody, do we want to look at identifying a trial date now, just to have that time reserved and obviously for everyone's calendar? And I know your busy calendar, or do you still just want a scheduling docket? We'll do how you and your client want to proceed on that piece. I'll turn off the mics. Let me know when to turn it back on.
Couple things. One, if we set up for trial, I already know with my calendar, it's probably going to be into January or February. So I would suggest let's go ahead and reserve a date. I can tell the court though that when Ms. Sokoloff was on this case previously, I know the state had given her a plea offer. I have not received a plea offer. I know the parties had a mediation scheduled and then got canceled. So we haven't explored that, but I might as well, if we're going to set a date, February 2024, let's go ahead and get it now. And then I'll ask for a scheduling docket like 6 weeks from now so we can keep the case moving as possible, Judge. So that makes sense.
Absolutely. Do you want to entertain judicial mediation? I know that was previously one of the directions the case was moving. There was a breakdown in communication between Ms. Golden and Ms. Sokoloff. It could be that you all.
Right, Judge. And what I can tell the court is I have not personally been given a plea offer from the state. So if I get that, I can talk to my client about that. We may still be able to pursue mediation, but if we are going to be locking in a trial date and we're already looking at 2024, I'd ask you to go ahead and set that now. We'll work on getting the case resolved between now and then, but that's why I want the scheduling docket about 6 weeks out.
Well, and I want to be clear too, if you want us to look at a November or December jury trial date, we will do that, given that Ms. Golden will likely remain in custody. If after consulting with your client and ensuring due diligence and examination of all the evidence in this case, possibility of exploring negotiations and judicial mediation, the defense is asking for a solid date in January or February, the court will accommodate. I just want the record to be clear as it relates to speedy trial, constitutional speedy trial considerations.
Right, Judge. And I can tell the court that I would not be available because I already have cases set in November and December. I already have one set at the end of January. I would not be available until probably January 2024 if we were setting for trial today for the record purposes. But we will work out any kind of plea negotiation / mediation between now and that next trial date. But I would not be available for a trial probably until early January or February.
Okay. And obviously, Ms. Golden is going to want to make sure that you're adequately prepared and obviously wanting to explore all those other options of working the case out, ensuring that if you do end up in trial, you've at least explored all those things. And so does Ms. Golden understand as it relates to constitutional speedy trial that you're asking to waive that and look at it November, no, I'm sorry, a February 2024 jury trial date?
Yes, I understand. Sorry.
Okay. And Ms. Golden, you understand, and you're ensuring you want to give adequate time for all those things to be accomplished, and you're looking, but to walk out of here with a solid jury trial date on everyone's calendar that we look at February of 2024, and you're waiving any constitutional speedy trial until that date. Maybe you can speak up just a little, you're soft-spoken in that.
I understand.
Okay, and you're waiving, you understanding all that, you're wanting a February 2024 jury trial.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Golden. Any objection by the state to the request to continue this matter for jury trial to February 2024 for the reasons that Mr. Bronkhorst has described?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. The court will grant the defense continuance, finding first that Ms. Golden knows and appreciates as waiving any constitutional speedy trial considerations for all the reasons that have been described by Mr. Bronkhorst, identifying a solid jury trial date in February 2024 on
October 11th at 9 for scheduling. Yes, we can.
You do want an in-person scheduling or Zoom, or what do you want?
We can just do it on Zoom. I just don't want
The language without something gets set. Do you want to walk out of here with a motion date? Or you first need to figure out what that is?
Yes, Judge. Obviously, we have to get the transcript. So let's just do it October 11th at 9. I can do that. And then we'll get a February jury trial date, and then we'll figure out any other dates in between that.
Okay. We do have a jury panel assigned to us the week of February 5th, 2024. Does that work for your calendar, Mr. Bronkhorst? Does that put you too close to, you indicated you had another trial set in late January?
Let me double check that one, Judge.
We also have a jury week or a jury panel assigned to us the week of February 26th.
So I'm in a week-long trial at the end of January that's supposed to go until February 2nd in Division 18. You said February 5th?
Yes, that would put you up, and that jury trial would, it sounds like that would end,
What was that February 24th date?
we've got for February 5th or February 26th.
Set that February 26th.
Okay. How many days? A
Judge.
full week?
Yeah, to be on the safe side, I think we'll get done in 3 or 4, but we'll set for the whole week.
Mr. Bronkhorst, does that sound
That's fine,
adequate
Judge.
as well? Okay. Wednesday, can we do that? Yeah.
There we go. Hold on, let me shut this off here. Okay, excuse me. All right. So they were just getting, those are all old dates, obviously, now. So I didn't want people to start getting confused. So you're just joining us in chat now. That was an old video we're watching. That's back from the August 2023 hearing. Okay. Correct? Yeah. That was, just double check my date. Yeah. Specific date was August 31st of that hearing. We're just listening to it because it has a lot of details as far as the case that we don't see in as far as the case notes and the docket notes, as I like to call them. So it was just a way to refresh people as far as some, the case information that's going on, because tomorrow is going to be the pretrial conference for Ms. Trina Golden, and then we're starting a jury trial the following Monday, which is going to be the 22nd of April and scheduled to run through Friday the 26th. So, as you guys heard, a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to get pretty serious. As a matter of fact, let me share this with you really quick. I was reading some of the other notes having to do with this case, and I just noticed a note that I hadn't seen before, and I want to share with you guys. Okay, cool. You guys are looking at the same screen. But up here, this is towards, the newer dates. This is dated April 9th, okay? So there was a lot of stuff going on. They were pretty much filing into this case, into pretty much the, I call the folder, right? So you see where it says file stamp, file stamp, file stamp, file stamp, file stamp. So there's defendant's proposed jury instructions, defendant's first motion, and I can't pronounce that word. I'm not even going to try. But right here, let me just highlight this. It says, I'm going to just read this together. File stamp, April 9, 2024. Defendant's brief regarding the admissibility of gruesome crime scene autopsy photographs. So, and obviously there was access to that. I would never show anything of that. I didn't even post. We had information of the Facebook of the victim of this, and I would not post that either. Unfortunately, it's a sad situation, and a life was lost. And like I said, there's a lot of accountability that's need to be paid for. I think this, although, Trina might have been playing this off as something that's not been very serious to her. I know when she got bonded out, she went live. She went live a few times, after that. I mean, she even was hanging around in my chat for a while and even did some like parody videos of me for a bit. I haven't really seen her much out on the YouTube streets, as they say. Maybe she finally listened to the advice of her lawyer and probably said, yo, stay off of YouTube. Who knows? But either way, this is a very serious case, all right? And based on her history, as far as criminal record, and based on the fact that there's already 2 probation violations, in addition to the 3 additional charges she's facing having to do with this, this really sad incident, and it's going to a jury trial. Put yourself in the position of what you think a jury member would think. Now, again, you haven't, in all fairness, we haven't heard the evidence, okay? Like they say, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? So, in all fairness, we haven't heard all the evidence, and unless you're there at the hearing, you probably won't. Again, this is open to the public, so if you are in the area of Olathe, Kansas, starting the beginning of next week, you are welcome to attend this hearing. If you need more information regarding that, just reach out to me and I can give you the exact address of the courthouse and the date and time of everything. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to share that note with you just to give you an idea of just, the seriousness of this case, and like I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we won't see and we won't hear. Things that, I may share, I may not share, depending on, the type of evidence it is. And again, this is information I may not even have access to just because I won't be there. I'm telling you guys right now, I won't be there. But I will give you an update as best as I can on what they update the court notes with. I can also try and see if there's a way I can try every day to get the transcript without paying $50 a transcript, but I don't know how that's going to work. But either way, we'll still be able to keep you updated as best as I can on this case as it goes through the jury trial. All right, so breaking news. We've got some more breaking news. Let me get this out of the way. Now, this might not be breaking news for some of y'all. Now, it could be breaking news for a lot of y'all. But here is your breaking news. The best way to do it is just to go ahead and share this with you. You guys see that? Oh, hold on. There we go. So, breaking news. The YouTuber, if you want to see, even call her that, whatever you want to call her, she does have a channel. So, the YouTuber known as Amber or Amber HHHH. Legally, her name is Amber Hall, middle initial Dawn, as you see here. She has been arrested, okay? As a matter of fact, we actually had Amber HHH as a panel guest here not too long ago as she spoke on the warrant that was out for Alex Mayers out of Arizona, the same state that she was arrested out of here. And she also spoke on behalf of the charge that she had, I guess, filed against Q45, which we have now found out as an update is not an active charge anymore against him. But she had filed a charge of harassment, and we had covered that a bit. She had came on and spoke on behalf of those two incidences. When, one has nothing to do with her. She was just the one that had, I guess, originally broke the news about Alex Mayers, which some of you may know is the host of another weird news channel, and she's another YouTube wackadoodle, as I like to nickname him. But either way, the only reason she spoke on that was because she was the one that had broke originally the news about Alex Mayers having a warrant, and then she spoke about her, incident with Q. Well, she has now been introduced now, I guess, to the other side of the NJCourts news. So not as a panel guest now, but now as an individual we are, I guess, going to provide some coverage on, because it is only fair, right? She goes back a ways. Now, this isn't the first time she's been arrested and this news has been put out. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think some beef between her and Q kind of started because and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Q45 that was the one that was responsible for putting out some body cam footage of when she originally got arrested for the charges that she apparently has broke some probation on. So the whole reason she's been arrested again is allegedly she has broken, without getting too much into detail because I'm still kind of getting information in regards to this. It appears that she did break her violation, and it had to do with the original arrest that she was arrested for, the one that you can see the body cam footage of. She was given probation for that arrest, having to do with that arrest, she was given probation. She violated that probation apparently for, it looks like failing a drug test. And because of that probation violation, a warrant was issued, and it looks like they served hence warrant. So it appears she was, booked yesterday evening, looks like at 10:21 p.m. And there you see at the bottom, it's for probation violation. And I think I have the original charges here. Let me see. Yeah, let me share this with you. So to take you back to what she broke her violation from it stems from the original charges here. So you can, again, this is all public information that you all can access. This is originating again from the Yuma County, or excuse me, the county of Yuma, or Yuma County, I guess you can call it. And it looks like there was a few different counts. One of them was dismissed. One she was found guilty of, so that's what she was most likely given probation on. And then you can see that it looks like they issued out a warrant on April the 5th. And then she was arrested yesterday on April the 17th. And let's see here. Just trying to see what else we have. I'm just trying to see when she originally was arrested on this. She had posted bond on the 16th of December of 20. No, it was last year. That's the first time, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. It was an older body cam. They just put it out. They didn't put it out right after it happened. So it looks like she had bonded out originally in December of 2022. Then she went through the court process. She took a plea agreement. That's where she was given the probation. And then she broke her probation in 2024. And she was rearrested again. So I'm not sure if she is bonded out, if she's seen a judge yet today. This news has just kind of fell onto my lap as of this morning. I was aware of her warrant a few days ago, and I was planning on going over that today, but I was not aware of her being rearrested until this morning, and I wanted to share that with you. So again, I'm not the first one to put out this news, but for some of you that may have not heard it already, here it is. I'm not too sure which panel she went on, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a clip that I saw this on. I think it was from Tripkick, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe there's a clip where she explains the reason why she failed this drug test. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she states it had to do with her being prescribed some Sudafed. Is that what I think? If some of y'all have seen the clip, if I got it right. And I guess that whatever is in Sudafed triggers drug tests as methamphetamine, or however you pronounce it. And that's what failed the drug test. But again, people were asking in that panel, well, if you have a prescription and you show that to your probation officer, there shouldn't have been a problem, which that makes sense, right? If you're prescribed a medication, there shouldn't be an issue because you show that prescription, to the probation officer. It's prescribed by a doctor. If it shows up on your drug test, then there shouldn't be an issue. So again, I'm not going to argue with what was said. I don't know the exact details. That's just what I remember hearing from a clip that had to do with her, giving her side of the story. But regardless, at that time, she, I think, claimed she had put in a motion, which I do see. If we go back here, I do believe her on that, because if we go here, where am I going to? Oh, right here. Sorry. Let me highlight it for you. You can see towards the top, on April 12th, it looks like there's a motion that was put in. Yesterday was April the 17th. So not too sure again what's going on with that, but either way, she was arrested. We can obviously see that by her booking information. So, and as of this time, I can refresh this and see if anything changes. Let me try. Says no, yeah, there's no data under the bond information, so. And is showing the crime class as a felony, so yeah, may not be looking too good for Amber HHH. So, like I said, I'm just barely getting some details on this. Let me just confirm that one clip for you guys, so at least I can give you guys the link to that, and you guys can watch that, so that way you can hear her side of the story, you know. I just don't want to get any details mixed up, but hey, you can listen to it on your own. Let me just confirm that clip for you, and I'll share that with you. No, it wasn't Trip Kick. Let's see. Maybe it was Crazy Clip Channel. Huh. I might have to post it later. But yeah, there is a clip out there. I saw it. I'm not crazy. I know that, but I can't seem to find it right now. I thought it was Trip Kick for whatever reason, but unless it was taken down, which I doubt it was. I don't see it on there, so I may have gotten it mistaken. But Sunshinery, the plants are looking great. I will post some more pictures here very soon, but even the ones that came out, and I did post a short video, the ones that I just literally just planted, these weren't even the germinated seeds. These were, let me take this out of the way. These were actually the ones that just weren't germinated straight from the bag to the ground. Those have came out. The ones that were germinated that I planted straight to the ground, those came out. The ones that were germinated that I planted in individual planters in the cups, those have came out. So long story short, every method that we tried to plant the magical bean seed / THC seed has worked. So really, it's not that difficult. At this point, I don't want to jinx myself. Knock on wood. But so far, so good. All right. But as far as just starting off your seedling, it appears it's not that difficult, at least on this type of soil that I'm working with. Now, the next thing that I have to do at this point, the tricky part, and I've already kind of started reading and learning about it, is I have to, once they get about probably a few more weeks now old, pretty much I think it says once it gets to like the 4th node, I need to start looking to see whether it's going to be a male or female plant. And then once I know it's a male or female, all males, gone. And then I'm just keeping the females, and those are going to be the ones that I'm going to retransplant. So now let me give you some other news, okay? Tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Elisa Jordana coverage, okay? I got a busy day tomorrow. Let's just put it this way. One, I got to follow up on what's going on with Trina's pretrial conference, okay? That's tomorrow. Got rescheduled, remember? Second, Elisa Jordana has a court hearing tomorrow, okay? So I plan on getting you a follow-up of what's going on with that hearing tomorrow. I also have been working the last few days on editing and cleaning up the body cam footage that I have of the Elisa Jordana arrest, okay? For some of you that didn't know, we've premiered that, okay? We were the first channel, as a matter of fact, out of even all these other big channels and news channels and everything that are putting it out now to premiere it, all right? So what I have done, as per the request of a lot of people, was I'm going to be putting out the raw footage. What I mean by raw is it's still going to be muted in the parts that it was muted. That wasn't muted by me, okay? So that was edited and muted by the police department, okay? But it's not going to have my broadcast in it. The only thing it'll have is my watermark. And the other thing I did is I ran it through a audio editor that I was able to pretty much increase the audio. So it should be a lot easier to listen to. So I'm going to be putting out all 3 videos, all 3 body cams tomorrow. That way you can watch it from the start to the finish. No interruptions, no listening to me, no seeing me, study it yourself. I also have some people that were asking me some questions in regard to some of the footage, and I'm going to be answering those questions tomorrow. And the way I'm going to do it is by playing some of the footage. Also, I'll get you an update regards to what's going on with her case, get you an update on what's going on with what happened in Trina's case tomorrow. And I guess we'll find out what's going to be going on with Amber HHHHH, because most likely she's probably going to be seeing the judge today or tomorrow. Who knows? And I'll get you an update on what's going on with that. So Gold Girl, MGL update. Since the last one I've done, I do not have one. Apparently, a lot of channels are also, keeping up to date on her and have not been able to report on a court date. So what I'm going to be doing is, and I've already attempted, but I'm going to have to do this a different way, is I need to contact now pretty much the district attorney's office, okay? They're the ones that pretty much the ball has been put in their hands as far as what's going to happen with MGL. They're the ones that need to continue to bring forth both cases, all right? So I've heard rumors supposedly that she had a court case or date, but it got canceled or rescheduled because of some, health issues. I won't get into it. I'm not too sure how, and again, can't confirm or deny that, okay, if that's the truth. But what I am going to do at this point is try to get in touch with the district attorney's office directly versus, calling the court clerk's office. What I mean by court clerk is reaching out to the superior court clerk's office and just getting directly communicated with the district attorney's office and see what the hell is going on with that case. So, no, there is no update. I hope to get you one, though. I guess the ball's now been thrown into NJCourts' hand, Everybody wanted to be a news reporter last month, but gave up on it, apparently. So I was enjoying it, actually, because it gave me a little bit of a break. But I guess I got to get all the updates now. It's okay. I'll take care of it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, apparently I guess there has been no other updates because usually I'll hear them, I'll get them from other creators or people at Instagram me and stuff, and I haven't heard anything other than what I just shared with you. So again, I'm going to try to do my best to reach out to whom I think is the correct people to reach out to at this point, and hopefully I'll get some good information. What else? Let me look at my notes. But thank you for asking. I think that was pretty much it as far as I wanted to cover today. I wanted to just pretty much get everybody up to date on what was going on with the Trina Golden case, being that she starts her jury trial next week. Technically, I'll say it starts tomorrow with the pretrial conference, but on paper, it does start Monday, the 22nd, and it is scheduled to go through Friday. Now, jury selection's on Monday, and again, it could end in 2 days, 1 day, 3 days. It could go all week. It could even extend past next week, okay? But either way, I will do my best to keep you up to date every day on what's going on, whether it's through an update like this, through it on the community tab. Either way, you'll get updated as best as I can. You know that. Also, we've got, again, I'll update tomorrow on Elisa Jordana's case going on. So it's going to be a busy Friday for sure. And then get you update on what's going on with Amber HHH, like I said before. So trying, Madam Star. I'm trying. It is going to be a busy next few months. Now, don't forget, still trying to work on this epic road trip dono goal. Thank you for everybody that has donated to this goal. We are almost there. I still have, I think, about a week and a half to hit that goal. And then I'm off, okay? And it will be fun. I can guarantee you that. So I'm hoping to be able to share that with you guys. And then, like I said, we got all the court coverage coming up. So should be a pretty busy and fun, end of the rest of the month for the NJ Court channel. So I thank everybody for joining me, everybody for taking the time out of your busy days to be here. Again, I thank you, everybody's support, all the members of the jury. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to all the viewers, all the haters. And I think we're going to call it a day. Just trying to think if there's anything else. I think that was pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to hit really mainly on, the Trina Golden case. And then this morning, as I was getting ready for that, people reached out to me about the whole Amber HHH case. So I had to look into that. So I hope I got you guys a little bit of an update. Like I said, wasn't breaking news on that end, maybe for some of you. But if there's any other information I can get on that, I will do it. But we're pretty much following up on Trina Golden, Michelle Sabate or MGL. We've got now the Amber HHH case to follow up on. Elisa Jordana. We've got Jimmy the Christian coming up. EBZ coming up. Okay. Got a lot of stuff, and I probably missed a few people. All right. Hey, Gold Girl, thank you so much. No, you probably thought I missed that one. No, ma'am. Gold Girl, thank you so much for that $10 super chat. That reads, thanks for hanging in there for us, NJCourts. Gold Girl, you're so freaking welcome. And you know what? I thought, I tried looking while we were watching the video. I promise. I can't find it. So that means it probably flew behind the couch. I don't know, but I'm going to have to give you a virtual gavel slam here. Gold Girl, thank you so much for your continued support, my friend. This gavel slam goes out to you. You know what to do in chat. Stand them gavels if you got them. Gavel, gavel, gavel time. Yeah, and a lot of Dreamology, I'll tell you what, on a lot of those other cases that I spoke of, I will be able to bring you, like, for sure. Again, I'm not going to be 100. I'm going to say 99.9% sure I'll be able to provide you audio and visual coverage of the Jimmy the Christian cases. That may change, but from what I've seen now, that should be a go. Let's see. What else did I have? Oh, there is a very good possibility that we are going to be able to watch coverage from the EBZ hearing, which that should be very interesting. Not going to be able to see it on the Trina Golden. I did try. I read the email earlier, but I did try. Can't say I didn't. But at the very best, I will be able to give you updates every day as long as they update the court docket, notes. But again, if you are in that area, as the judge said, anybody is welcome in the public to attend that hearing if they want, okay? And reach out to me if you need any information regarding that. I'll get you all the info if you want it. If you want to be a temporary court reporter for NJCourts News, it's an unpaid job, of course, all right? Hit me up. No, I'm just kidding. But like I said, anybody's welcome. And then Elisa Jordana, I don't know yet. I'm going to keep that one. All right, you guys. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, man, Amstar. I know, man. What's that? Go Girl, I think I've now retired. Well, technically 3. I didn't really break the first one. That was my Pops' gavel. I retired that just so I didn't break it. But technically, I have retired via being broken 2 gavels now. So, yes, working on the 4th, technically 3rd now, depending on how you look at it. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I will be coming on tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. That I can't say, but keep your notifications on. I'm also trying my best to reach out to everybody that I have as far as on Instagram. But again, the best way is if you're on, obviously you guys do have a YouTube account, but the best way is if you can subscribe, make sure you've got your note. Even when you subscribe, you got to make sure that you subscribe and you put it on all notifications. Because if you don't, then you won't get notified when I go live. Because I get a lot of people every once in a while that say, hey, I didn't get your notification. I'm subscribed. I don't know what's going on. That's what I've seen most of the times is the issue is, although you're subscribed, you just don't have all notifications on. Also, I have seen through like the YouTube, I think it's like creators, what is it called? X channel, because it used to be Twitter. I read something that there was a lot of other channels that were having issues with the whole notification system not working that best. So maybe there is something going on with that. So if you are having problems, the only other way I have to reach out to you is I've tried my best to just be able to send those out via Instagram. So I'm trying. But again, I appreciate everybody that takes the time to make it out to these broadcasts because, like I said, a lot of times they're just right on the whim, especially when we do this breaking news, okay? So again, thank you to my mods. Thank you to all the supporters, whether you're a member of the jury, whether you're just here as a viewer, you're a supporter of the channel, and I appreciate it. Hey, if you have enjoyed today's broadcast, I'd appreciate on your way out a thumbs up. And I'm going to call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow. I'll put that notification up tomorrow morning, what time I think we'll be up. It won't be what time I think. At that time, it'll be for sure what time we'll be on. And we'll see you mañana. But till then, NJCourts. Oh, before I forget, don't forget, check your 6. Well, that wasn't my 6, but keep your head on a swivel. That's what I was trying to do. Check your 6. Love somebody. And NJCourts, now I can do it, is officially out. All right, that was a good one. See, I'm starting to do a little bit of running in the morning, and I think my lungs are expanding a bit. I can tell right there. Of here. Have a great day, everybody. Appreciate your support once again, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right? NJCourts is officially